Howdy folks, this here's Grebner with Grebner Outdoors, and this video is on bow selection. As some of you, if you've seen my other videos, know, I am, even though it's upside down, a marten man, and my bow of choice, sorry about the shaking as I try and get it in the frame, is a marten Cheetah. This is an 08 model with an M Pro cam, and I just wanted to do a video on the Cheetah and on bow selection because there's a lot of good bows out there, and if you're just getting started and you find this video, I highly recommend the Cheetah. Okay, it's made and assembled in America, and it's a top quality bow. It served me well. I got my first deer with it. I've always been a marten man. My first bow was a marten lynx that I think I used for, I don't know, 12 years. And now I've got a Cheetah. And you don't have to go with, and by the way, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. If you want to do it, go ahead, do it. Go with a Matthews, go with a Diamond, go with a Bowtech, or a PSE, or a Bear. I'm not saying that those aren't all good bows, but my personal choice is marten because I have experience with it, and I can't really tell you what you ought to do. But it's my personal preference that I like martens. And also, the Cheetah isn't the only good model out there of marten compound bows. However, one thing that I do particularly like about the Cheetah, and I don't even know if I'm in frame with this, but is the axle length. It is a very compact compound bow. If you're going to be hunting out of a ground blind, I say marten Cheetah all the way, okay? Because if it's an enclosed ground blind, like for turkey hunting, your axle, it might just hit the top of that blind, okay? And with a compact axle length, that's going to become less of an issue. I'm not saying, depending on your ground blind, how it will work, but I mean, that's just me talking. A more compact bow is better for hunting from a ground blind. It's easier to get through thick cover, and like I say, I just like the Cheetah, okay? I thought about going with a Bengal, and if I ever bought another bow just for shits and giggles, I'd probably go with a Firecat, because that's a fucking fast bow. The Cheetah with the M Pro cam is incredibly fast. I haven't put mine on a chronograph lately, but I'm shooting a 407 grain arrow. I've got other videos on that, so I won't waste time here. But I'm shooting a 407 grain total arrow weight, and I'm getting about 307 feet per second, which is pretty much cooking for a shaft of that weight. I shoot 75-pound draw weight, and that's another thing I like about the Cheetah. You can buy it for a young man or a young woman. Like I said in another video, I am totally for women in the outdoors, and I'm not trying to objectify you women, but guys, back me up. There's few things hotter than an Amazon with a bow. There's a reason that the Roman/Greek god of the hunt was a woman, okay? Diana was the Roman derivative of Artemis. So get women in the outdoors. And what I particularly like about the Cheetah for younger shooters or women, or even guys that I don't want to say aren't physically capable, because I'm sure you are, I don't mean to insult you, but that can't pull the really heavy draw weights, this bow goes down to 55 pounds. So say you buy it as a young man, and you start out with it set at 70 or at 55 pounds, and you grow a little bit, you can change out the cam the cam structure to a longer draw length and crank it up to say 60. And as you grow a little more, you can change out the cam again and crank up the draw weight to maybe 70. And then if you get real crazy, you can go all the way out to I think 31-inch draw length, and then max it out all the way up at 75. And this bow is reliable, it's well made, and you'll get a lot of years of enjoyment out of it. So I don't want to sound like I'm only a Martin man, but that's what served me well. And regardless of the bow that you have, if you've got an $1,100 bow, be it a Bowtech, a Matthews, or a Diamond, and I mean, maybe $1,100 is an exaggeration, but if you've got a really expensive bow and you don't practice with it, why? You paid the money. You should be getting enjoyment and meat from that bow. And if you don't practice with it, let me put it this way. I don't play guitar, okay? So if I pick up a guitar and I don't know what I'm doing, it could be the best guitar in the world, but I'm going to sound like shit on it. You could give Eric Clapton, a shitty guitar guy at the party, douchebag guitar. Anybody in college, I'm sure you've seen him, and I'm not trying to insult you, guitar guy, if you're out there, but I'm just making a comparison. You could give Eric Clapton or Ted Nugent that shitty party guitar, and they're going to play it, and they're still going to sound like Eric Clapton or Ted Nugent or any other good guitarist out there because they practice. And if you've got a cheaper bow, and this bow is still going to cost money, but in my experience, Martins hold their value a lot better because Martin's not putting out a new design every year. You could pay, say, $800 for, I don't know, a Matthews, and you shoot it for a while and then you decide to get rid of it for a newer Matthews. Well, guess what? Your bow might only be worth $400, $600 if you're lucky. Now, prices and availability may change, but you might be able to get out the door with a Martin, especially the Cheetah, for $400. Now, prices and availability may change, but in my experience, especially having traded a Lynx that I think was 12 years old, Martins hold their value a lot better. So that's just a little bit of advice and just my thoughts on bow selection and why I picked the Cheetah. There's a lot of good bows out there, and the Cheetah's not the only one, but as I've said, I'm a Martin guy, probably always will be.